Today we're diving into 15 spyware and phone surveillance tools that cybersecurity experts are flagging as serious threats right now. Some are wielded by cyber criminals, some by people spying on partners or family members, and a few have even turned up in government-level surveillance operations. The technology behind these tools has gotten genuinely unsettling. Stick around until the end, because I'll also break down how these tools get onto your phone in the first place, the red flags that suggest your device may already be compromised, and practical ways to protect yourself in 2026. Let's get into it. 1. Pegasus, the most feared spyware in the world. If you keep up with cybersecurity news, this name is probably familiar. Pegasus is widely regarded as one of the most sophisticated spyware platforms ever built, created by the NSO Group. It became infamous because it can compromise a phone without any action from the victim, a so-called zero-click attack. Picture this. A hidden message arrives in the background, and just like that, your device is infected. Once inside, it can pull messages from encrypted apps like WhatsApp and Signal, access your photos and files, secretly activate your camera and mic, and track your GPS in real time. In short, it can seize near total control of a device, and most victims never know it happened. 2. Paragon Graphite. Next is Paragon Graphite, a highly advanced surveillance tool that researchers often mention in the same breath as Pegasus. It's built around stealth, silent infections, covert background monitoring, interception of cloud data, and collection of encrypted messages. Analysts describe it as intelligence-grade surveillance technology. These aren't simple spy apps anymore. They're closer to military-level digital monitoring systems. 3. Zero-day rat kits. One of the most talked-about mobile malware kits circulating in 2026 has been nicknamed a zero-day rat by researchers. Reports say kits like this are sold on underground Telegram channels and cybercrime forums. What makes it dangerous is that it bundles several capabilities into one toolkit: live GPS tracking, screen recording, interception of one-time passcodes, banking credential theft, camera and microphone access, and a full remote control dashboard. It essentially turns an infected phone into a device someone else can operate remotely. 4. Dark Sword, iOS-focused spyware. Many iPhone owners assume Apple devices are unhackable, but spyware nicknamed Dark Sword challenged that idea. It's an iOS-focused spyware family that surfaced in 2026 research, built specifically to exploit iPhone vulnerabilities. It focuses on persistent tracking, quiet data theft, and large-scale surveillance campaigns, a reminder that even high-security devices aren't immune. 5. Morpheus spyware. This one spreads through a particularly sneaky trick, disguising itself as a fake Android system update app. You think you're installing a routine update, but you're actually installing malware. Once active, it can harvest SMS messages, pull your contact list, track your location, and maintain long-term surveillance. It's a good example of why downloading apps outside official stores is so risky. 6. FlexiSpy. FlexiSpy has been around for years and remains one of the more controversial monitoring apps still active. It's marketed as monitoring software, but it's frequently misused for covert spying. Features include call recording, GPS history tracking, social media monitoring, and remote microphone activation, meaning someone could secretly listen in on your surroundings through your own phone. 7. IMSI. IMSI positions itself as a parental control and employee monitoring tool, but security researchers regularly warn it's also used for covert surveillance of partners or family members. It can track messages, browsing history, social media activity, and device location. A lot of today's stalkerware hides behind the monitoring software label. 8. SpyX. SpyX became notable for shifting surveillance into the cloud. That means an attacker may not even need physical access to your phone. If they get into your iCloud, Google account, or synced backups, they can monitor activity remotely through a browser-based dashboard. 9. XNSpy. XNSpy leans heavily into detailed device surveillance, key logging, app monitoring, GPS tracking, geofencing, and remote commands. Key logging in particular is dangerous because it captures everything typed on the device, passwords included. 10. HoverWatch. HoverWatch is a widely used Android surveillance app that runs quietly in the background. It can capture text messages, monitor calls, take screenshots, and log location history. And in many setups, its app icon is completely hidden from the home screen. 11. Coco Spy. Coco Spy is built specifically for stealth monitoring. Researchers point to its silent installation process, browser activity tracking, social media monitoring, and SIM change alerts, meaning if a victim swaps SIM cards to try to escape tracking, the app can still notify whoever is monitoring them. 12. Umobix. Umobix is geared toward aggressive real-time monitoring, with updates that arrive almost instantly. It tracks app usage, GPS movement, keystrokes, and live phone activity, giving whoever is watching near real-time visibility into someone's digital life. 13. SS7 Network Exploitation. This one isn't an app at all. SS7 is a decades-old weakness in the global telecom signaling system. Security researchers have long warned that this flaw lets attackers intercept text messages, track a phone's location, and carry out surveillance, all at the network level, which means the average user has no way to detect it. 14. IMSI catchers, stingrays. You may have heard these called fake cell towers, because that's essentially what they are. IMSI catchers trick nearby phones into connecting to them instead of a legitimate cell tower. Once a phone connects, the operator can potentially collect device identifiers, rough location data, and other metadata. These devices come up often in discussions around law enforcement and intelligence gathering practices. 15. Commercial location data brokers. And finally, arguably the most unsettling entry on this list. Some surveillance-focused companies don't even bother hacking phones anymore. Instead, they simply buy location data, sourced from advertising networks, apps with location permissions, ad SDKs, and data brokers. In other words, your movement patterns can sometimes be pieced together just from ordinary apps quietly collecting data in the background. How infections typically happen. So how do these tools actually get onto a phone? Most modern surveillance attacks rely on phishing links, fake update prompts, malicious APK files, SIM swap fraud, stolen cloud credentials, browser exploits, social engineering, or simply physical access to an unlocked device. In many cases, the weakest link isn't the phone's security, it's human trust. Warning signs. Your phone could be compromised. A few red flags worth watching for: the battery draining much faster than normal, the phone overheating while sitting idle, unfamiliar permissions or administrator apps you didn't approve, random reboots or delayed shutdowns, unusually high mobile data usage, the camera or mic activating unexpectedly, or strange SMS and login alerts. Any one of these on its own isn't necessarily proof of spyware, but several happening together is worth taking seriously. How to protect yourself in 2026. For iPhone users, turn on lockdown mode, keep iOS fully updated, remove any configuration profiles you don't recognize, review app permissions regularly, and run Apple's safety check periodically. For Android users, only install apps from official stores, disable sideloading, review accessibility permissions carefully, use Google Play Protect, and check which apps have device admin access. For everyone, turn on multi-factor authentication, avoid clicking suspicious links, reboot your device periodically, keep an eye on active login sessions, and maintain offline encrypted backups. Digital hygiene isn't optional anymore. Your phone holds your entire life.